Okay, wrong screen. Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Bass14 and welcome back to your boys channel. Hopefully you guys are doing very well. Yeah, today we are live here at 3 PM UK time, a bit early than normal. Today might just be a double upload day if you guys are lucky. But yeah, I thought it was about time I give my honest thoughts on a certain guy who isn't, let's just say, the favourite in the Arsenal fan base right now, and that is our current manager, head coach, whatever you want to call him, Mikel Arteta. Now listen, a lot of you guys will know that I have been an advocate of Arteta. I've always believed in him and I've trusted the process, or whatever you want to call it, but I've believed in Mikel Arteta. So I think it's about time I give my honest opinions and thoughts on him. And do I think he still is the right guy, having seen us lose to Villa, to Leicester and to Wolverhampton Wanderers? Or do I have any other thoughts or whatever? We're going to break it down in this stream. So lads, if you haven't already, go down, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, because we are closing into 30,000 subscribers. We've been there for a while, but we're getting there very slowly. We are around 200 and I want to say 20 subscribers off the mark. So if you guys can subscribe, and hopefully we can hit that mark today or tomorrow, whenever, but please do subscribe and turn on the post notifications. Get involved in the comments as well. I'll go through the comments as the stream goes on, because of course it's a live stream. I will upload later as well, so it's the best of both worlds, right? Stream and upload, respect the grind, and let's get over to the other screen. Right, here we go. Let's talk Mikel Arteta, and let me go through the plan I have here. And I want to just give you honestly my thoughts. I don't want to waffle on for too long. I don't want to say things that I'm just hiding my thoughts inside. I will be honest with you guys. First thing I want to talk about is, why did I believe in Arteta? What gave me this belief of this guy who's never managed before in his life? Why did I think he would be the right guy for the Arsenal? First things first, I wanted to see glimpses from Arteta in his first few games at Arsenal. We saw that game against Chelsea. I was there. I witnessed it live. And despite the result, it was a pretty good performance. And for the first half, we dominated them and we had chances to win that game. And it was a sign of energy. You know, the players were running, they were sprinting, they were pressing. And it was not something I'd seen for a while. Maybe it was the manager bounce. And then it was the game against Man United, where of course Pepe scored the goal and so did Socrates, and overall got a win there. And I thought that was the first few signs I saw, but obviously I understood that could just be the manager's bounce. So what I looked to after that was what happened after the coronavirus, after the first pandemic, and not the first pandemic, but the first lockdown. We came back from that. Obviously we lost a few games against Brighton and Man City, but then it's the games in the FA Cup semi-final against Man City again. You know, a full strength Man City with De Bruyne and Sterling and co. We go and beat them 2-0. It was the first little sign to me saying, okay, cool, Arteta does have tactics to him. He has some sort of level of understanding of how to beat a big manager. That was our first time we had beaten Man City since Arsene Wenger in 2017. So it'd been a while. And then it was a result against Liverpool, which ultimately was very lucky. But ultimately we won 2-1. We won 2-1 against the champions at the time. So again, another sign of Arteta beating Jurgen Klopp. And as a lot of teams will know, it's very difficult to do that regardless of in form, out of form. Liverpool always win games. Another sign of Arteta showing that in big games he has the ability to win these games. He's beaten Chelsea in the final, of course, and he beaten United again this season. That was the first win at Old Trafford since 2006. Those are the signs I was looking for as an Arsenal fan. I've always seen Arsenal beat the sides that are below us and kind of just back them to a side, but we've never competed in the big games. In the latter days of Wenger and in the days of United, regardless, we just never competed, especially away from home. And I saw that from Arteta's side. And also one thing I've seen is our defense has improved in some aspects, in terms of When we have a system in place that suits this defense and the individuals, we defend well. And up until some point of the season, we had actually the best defense in the league in terms of stats on paper. But ultimately, we don't have the individuals there to get the best out of our defense in a back four. And that's why sometimes Arteta has played a back three, and why he has had to play a back five and overcover sometimes and kind of be a bit too defensive, because as you guys saw in the game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, we were very open, and we had Gabriel Magalhaes, and fair play to him. But there's only so much a certain centre-back can do when you got players like Holding and Luiz and Bellerin that are very culpable defensively and very hard to trust. So, but I think Arteta has given us a bit more structure, and that's just my positive side. But let's go over to the negative side. I know there's a few guys in the comments that are saying, Tapas Pulis, they're saying, get him out, it is time to go. And my criticisms are very clear. The first thing I want to say is Mikel Arteta is a very poor man manager. He has shown that time and time again. First things first, let's discuss Mesut Ozil. If we can go over to the other screen. Right, Mesut Ozil. Now, this thing is ultimately a thing that is going to decide Arteta's Arsenal career for me, because he chose to leave Mesut Ozil out of the Arsenal first team squad, because apparently due to footballing reasons, he wasn't in the squad. Doesn't make sense to me. And it was shown to me that, yes, while he can win games via tactics and being a good coach, he doesn't have that man management that you need to be a top manager right now. It may come with time, but are you going to get that time at Arsenal? Guendouzi, another player, a young player that was cast out, and sent out loan after what he did against Brighton, But then I see Willian, for example, and he goes out to Dubai, wherever it was, and gets Salt Bay, and, during the COVID-19, breaking the regulations, and he's back into the lineup. Poor man management, and also favoritism of players. It doesn't make sense to me, Mikel, anymore. When you choose certain players when they're not performing, why are you doing that? Why does Ainsley Maitland-Niles get stays in the summer? We reject bids of £20 million, but yet come the start of the season, he's only started, I think, 2 Premier League games, if that. Why did you keep him then? If you weren't going to use him ultimately, why did you not just cash in and get £20 million and then maybe use that money to address the creative midfield? Now, I have to hold Arteta culpable for that, because I understand, yes, it's a board and all this sorts, and obviously they are to blame as well. But Arteta is now the Arsenal first team manager. He isn't no longer just a head coach where he's just in charge of the first team. He's in charge of transfers as well now. And if I look at the transfers that we've had since Arteta's come into Arsenal, there's quite a few dodgy ones. I mean, Willian is the first. I mean, giving him that contract at the age of what he is on a 3-year deal, it's an embarrassment. Pablo Mari is coming for Arsenal. He signed him in January last year. He's played 2-3 games and that's it. Unfortunately, you can't go through injuries. I mean, Cedric Suarez, we signed him to compete with Hector Bellerin. Bellerin right now isn't forming the Premier League, and yet he still starts over Cedric Suarez. So clearly Arteta doesn't rate him that highly, does he then? So why did you give this guy a 3-4-year contract? Doesn't make sense. Again, the transfers and the man management of Arteta has been very, very poor. And that is one of the first things I have to say is he needs to improve on if he wants to be a manager at Arsenal. Okay, another thing that I don't like also is the fact that he's an overthinker. In terms of certain games where you just need to have a simple tactic of maybe just playing a bit more expansive, or just little things that you need to tweak, he changes the entire system. After we lost against Aston Villa 3-0, it was an embarrassment. We came back, we changed the entire system, from the formations to the way we were playing to the structure, after one defeat, having just beaten Man United with that same exact formation. Now, if you're a top manager, you believe in your system, and you believe in what you call the process. But for him to just change it like that shows again his inexperience at a top role, because he's never managed a club before. He's never gone through a rough patch, let alone what he's going through right now at Arsenal with the fan base on his back, etc. And he just changed everything. Maybe you can tweak a little thing here and there, and maybe that will help the team in terms of getting chemistry and getting used to what you want them to do. But changing the entire formation, we saw how open we were against Leeds. We were lucky to get a draw. And then the Wolves game, we started in that. They were getting through us like that. So that's 3 home defeats in a row now. There's no excuses, Mikel Arteta, for that. Losing to Leicester 1-0, okay, maybe they got away with that. But then Aston Villa 3-0. I saw West Ham beat them yesterday. West Ham United, a team that our fans were calling for their manager to get sacked prior to the season. Yet they're going and beating them, and we lost 3-0. We held an L, and a massive L. And again, this game against Wolverhampton Wanderers, I don't go into home games now with any hope. And Arteta is there to blame. You are the manager. You have to hold responsibility. And that's ultimately why a lot of fans have started to just turn their back and go, maybe, Mikel, you're not the guy. Maybe we got it wrong. And there are quite a few criticisms. As much as I think there's been some progress in certain aspects, there's also been a lot of things that he's got wrong that you can't get wrong at Arsenal. And again, there's a lot of things. And ultimately now I have to answer the question. Is Bavas 14? Yeah? Am I in or am I out? Am I done with Arteta? Am I saying Tapas Pulis, get him out of the club? Or do I think, hey, let's trust the process? I'm not sure. Because I could cast my attention to Arteta and say, listen, Mikel, it's time to go. We'll go and get Allegri. We'll go and get Pochettino. But do I trust this board that has continuously failed us, year in, year out, for the last, 10, 20 years, to get it right? No, I don't. What is to say that we sack Arteta and we don't get the right man again, and then the whole process starts again, and then a whole another year, another season, another 2 seasons get wasted once again? So for me, I don't know if I'm out yet. I don't know if I just get rid of him, because some people in the comments will be saying, hey, it's just easy, get rid of him, you can get Allegri in, he's an experienced winner, you can get Pochettino in. If it was that easy, Allegri was available than the first time. Pochettino was available in the first time as well, yet they chose Mikel Arteta. Does it not make sense to you guys? If they wanted Allegri, they would have gotten Allegri in the first place. If they wanted Pochettino, they would have got Pochettino in the first place. And also, why would they come to Arsenal? If Allegri comes to Arsenal, he wants a massive budget. He wants everything he wants. He's been at Juventus, where he's got Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah? He's not going to come to Arsenal and be happy with what we have here. With the mediocre players and players like Xhaka and Ceballos and co. stinking up the team. It's not going to happen. And Mauricio Pochettino could easily get a job like Man United. Maybe even Chelsea. But Chelsea would give him money to spend. Again, I don't know if sacking Arteta is just a reaction where we just get someone to please the fans for now. Because we'll get this manager bounce. Where the manager will come in and Arsenal will start winning games again. We'll have energy in our team again. Because that happens when you get a new manager. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I also, what I'm going to say though is, if we're going to be real, right? I don't think they're going to sack Arteta. Let's be honest with ourselves now. Let's not say, hey, I want him to go. Because as a fan's opinion, it can be only so much. Let's see, is it really realistic that Arsenal sack Arteta? Now, I'm not stupid to say, if we don't beat Spurs and then don't beat Burnley, he will go. He might just walk away himself and say, listen, this job's too big for me. And maybe the board might react, because this board is reactionary as hell as well. But ultimately, I just don't think the board is going to sack him now. These guys have sacked Emery before. They've gotten rid of Arsene Wenger. I don't think they want to become this sacking club. Whether that's right or whether it's wrong, they're not going to be like that. And I think they've put in too much power in Mikel Arteta's hands in terms of being the manager now, no longer the head coach, to just sack him after, 4 or 5 bad results. Now, again, a lot of fans are going to disagree. A lot of fans are going to say, hey, the board disagrees. Maybe, it goes to show the board is an issue then, if that is the case. So, I don't think Arteta is going to go unless something drastic happens. And I don't know what that is. Is that losing to Tottenham? If we get battered by Tottenham, and I'm talking holding 4, holding 3, to Mourinho, of all people, a lot of fans like myself have been laughing at before and saying, hey, I don't want him at Arsenal. And I'm going to stand by that. I still don't want Mourinho at Arsenal. I'm not going to just change my opinion because, hey, I'm a flip-flop and whatever works, I'll just change my opinion to that. I'll stand by what I said. Whether I was right or wrong, this is my opinion. That's what it was all about. But with Mikel Arteta now, it's his next 2 games that decides his Arsenal career for me. If you can get a result at North London Derby, at White Hart Lane, away from home, there is no better game to get the fans back on your side. But if you don't get a result and you hold a massive L, and then you don't beat Burnley, then even I will say, listen, Mikel, I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. A lot of fans are already at that stage where we've lost to Leicester, lost to Aston Villa, lost the Wolves, and they said we can't do this anymore. We're not, and it's not just we're losing games, right? It's not just that. Let's not lie to ourselves. It's more the fact that we're playing football. That is terrorism. It is awful. How many times have we seen Arsenal struggle to string 4 or 5 passes going forwards? 4 or 5 passes going forwards. I know that we don't have the best possible personnel. We don't have Kevin De Bruyne. We have Willian. But still, look at the tides around us in the league right now. We're not fighting for top 4. We're in relegation area right now. And look at those teams. And if you watch even teams like Fulham play, even Fulham are far more competent going forwards than Arsenal are. That's why I have to ask serious questions. How are teams like Fulham outscoring Arsenal? I know we're not going to be Man City. We don't have Kevin De Bruyne. We don't have Bruno Fernandes. But we still have enough players to be scoring more goals than Fulham do. So that we can't hide behind that anymore. We can't just say, hey, if he gets Soboslai, if he gets Aouar and Ericsson and so, yeah, we will be a better side ultimately. But again, I just don't know. And again, I've seen this tweet today, by the way, about Arteta. And there's an interview where basically he kind of gives it. And he says that he wants to move to the 4-3-3. He says, this is an interview he gave to, I think it was some sort of radio station. He goes, we want to move to a 4-3-3. But for now, you need a lot of specificity. I can't pronounce that word. In every position. Now in 5-6 positions, we don't have it. So what he's saying is he only has a couple players in the team that he can trust in a 4-3-3. There's not lying there, but okay. The aggressiveness, the effectiveness, the amount of steals we make in the opposition half, I think we have to be very steady against the big clubs. So again, he wants to move to a 4-3-3. He wants to do all these little things, but is he going to get that back in at Arsenal? Is the Arsenal board proven enough to give him the right players, the right assets to play the way he wants to play? This guy's come from Man City. Man City will give Pep Guardiola whatever, regardless. I mean, they've signed Bernardo Silva, obviously you can let go of David, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne. They've got players like Mendy and Cole, right backs for days. They will give Pep whatever he wants. They spent like £120 on just left back and right backs. We're not going to give him that. He's come from a team that was elite at making transfers on their own. They had so many good individual players. Who do we have? Joe Willock, with all due respect, by the way. If Man City have De Bruyne, and we're trying to do the same thing with Joe Willock, the levels are there to be seen. There's no surprise as to why we're playing bad football. You look at the teams that are fighting for top four, the teams that actually are fighting for top four. Chelsea, they have Ziyech and Havertz just chilling there. And have more players after that, like Mason Mount, who I would happily take it after, by the way. Bruno Fernandes at United with Pogba and Van den Beek just chilling on the bench. City have their talents as well. I mean, Liverpool have their fullbacks that are creative monsters, but you also have a competent front three. And I have to say, yes, some of the players have to take a blame. Aubameyang has been poor. But what service is my man getting? Who's supporting Aubameyang? If Salah has a bad game, he's got Mane there. He's got Firmino. He's got what's his name now? I forgot his name. Jota there as well now. He's got players to back him up. But Arsenal, if Aubameyang has a poor game, there is no tactics. As they would say, it is Aubameyang and inshallah. It's just hope for the best. If he gets a goal, we win the game, we nick it, fantastic. We got the 3 points. Not good enough. Let me go over to the comments anyways, and let's see what you guys are saying. Thoughts on Nagelsmann? Arteta out, says AB Sav. Listen, I would take Nagelsmann in a heartbeat. He's a very, very good young manager. But it's not going to happen. Let's be realistic. All our games are must-win, to be honest. We've lost against Wolves, Aston Villa, Leicester, Man City, Liverpool. Yeah, we've lost 5 games in our opening 10. It's not good enough. We are a retirement home, says GP, and you know what? He's not lying there. David Luiz, Petr Cech, Willian. We have become Chelsea's retirement home. Who's that down to? Who's that down to? And Arteta can't say, hey, listen, that's not my player. Because I think everyone is saying before Willian signed that, hey, this is an Arteta signing. He has advocated this signing. And it hasn't quite worked out to what it should have, has it? Oh, then he needs to play against Tottenham. Listen, that Tottenham game is something that really does scare me. Because, listen, we could hold a massive L there. Now, ultimately, we could get a win. I'm not saying we can't. Obviously, it's a Northern derby, and as I say, form goes out of the window. But still, they're in form. They're top of the league. We're 14th. Let's be real right now. I wouldn't expect, honestly, if I'm being honest, I'd probably expect to draw at max. Because that's how good Tottenham are right now and how bad Arsenal are. And it's not good enough for an Arsenal side. Martinelli has his pace at dribbling to go in. He does. What else we got? There's no one in midfield to get the ball to Oba. There isn't. But I look at Brighton's personnel. I look at Fulham's personnel. They don't have Mesut Ozil, prime Mesut Ozil, De Bruyne. They have decent little players, if that. But they get the ball far better forwards. Right now, Arteta is playing a way of football that doesn't suit the standard of the players he has. I look at our attack sometimes, and if you look at Aubameyang or Willian or Pepe, whoever it is, that attacking line is very, very high. And there's a massive, gargantuan gap between the attack and the midfield. And so you're relying upon Granit Xhaka, a sideways passing FC merchant, to get that ball forwards. It's not going to happen. Obviously, we're not being helped with no Thomas Partey. If Thomas Partey was there, we would have been a little bit better. And ultimately, I probably think we would have gotten results against either, Villa in the second half or against Wolves. But we didn't. So we move on anyways. 200 people watching better. They're like, yeah, smash the like button, lads. Let's get it up to 100 or 200 ASAP. And as I said, there'll be 2 uploads today. Are we getting Kanate, says AB7. I don't think so. I have heard today that there have been some reports that Arsenal wants a centre-back and he wants a attacking midfielder. And I'll talk about that in a video later on today, in my Arsenal news video, so stay tuned for that. A bit of like a Transfers FC retro version, but yeah, I'm going to talk about that. But I don't think we're Kanate, no, I don't. To be honest, I don't see us losing to Spurs. Oh, listen, man, that's obviously, hopefully you're right there, man. We need a strong captain, a leader. Oba is a boy who is good at striking. And you're not wrong there, man. Aubameyang is not a leader. But to be fair, we gave him the because he carried the Arsenal side. That was it. Because he was carrying Arsenal and getting us results, we said, hey, because you do this, we'll just give you the armband. We know Aubameyang is not ultimately a leader. He's a guy who leads by example sometimes in terms of getting goals and carrying the team. But that's about it. He's not a vocal leader. He's not going to be a Roy Keane or a Vieira type of player that, grab the guy and say, hey, go forwards. But to be fair, who else do we have in this squad to give the... I mean, I was hearing names like Hector Bellerin. Hector Bellerin as the Arsenal captain. Just deep that for a second. Never going to happen. If another manager signs for us, do you think we will get Dominic Szoboszlai? Again, as I said, I don't know. And I don't think Arteta is going to go because they've made him the manager. This board is not going to sack Arteta like that. Honestly, it won't happen. It is not going to happen. With Emery, it was different. He was the head coach. He wasn't the first team manager. He was just the head coach, meaning he could just sack him and get a new man in. With Arteta, he's gone from first team coach to manager. So he's got the same power Arsene Wenger had. And you guys remember quite clearly how long it took Arsenal to get Wenger out in terms of like the fans saying get him out of the club, whatever. But right or wrong, Wenger had a lot of power because he was the manager. He wasn't the first team head coach. Arteta probably wanted Willian because of the money he was given. I can hear that. To be fair, you're right there. Some people can say that. We should get Nkunku an hour. Again, listen, there's a lot of lofty ambitions going into January. A lot of people want to see signings. Ultimately, I want to see a creative midfielder sign, and potentially 2. I'm seeing names like Buendia, Szoboszlai, Aouar, Nkunku, and co. There's a lot of names, man. And obviously, Oliver Hull says there, we should play Willian as a number 10 until January. And do you know what? When Willian was signed in the summer, a lot of people were saying, hey, this guy's going to be a number 10. Why have we not seen that yet? You know what I mean? It's all over the place right now. Mikel Arteta's tactics don't make sense to me. They don't, man. I am not the tactician that, I'm not going to claim to be a tactician. But ultimately, there's too many games where there is no plan going forwards. There's no structure going forwards. It's just literally, just pass around for a bit. There might be a gap opening up. And if you find the gap, here we go. We quite literally are a smash and grab side. We're Arsenal Football Club. When Arteta came in, did he sell us a dream? Because I remember watching his first press conference. And what did he say in that press conference? I want to play a dominant style of football. I want to dominate in the opposition half. We're not seeing that. We're getting dominated our half. And do you think I hate the worst, right, about Arteta's Arsenal right now is, how many times do we play at home, but we play and set up like an away side? Wolves were dominating us in that first half possession-wise. And so were Aston Villa. And so were Leicester City in some aspects. But ultimately, they were a smash and grab. But what I'm saying is, why are we getting dominated by Wolves and Aston Villa at home, with all due respect? What's going on here? Answers, there's serious questions there, and we need answers from Arteta now. He has to give us, I would love some of the journalists to ask these questions to Arteta, because a lot of the questions he gets asked are kind of the whole same old. Who are you going to sign in January? What's going on with Mesut Ozil? And, just same old kind of stuff. Ask him, why are you setting up so negatively at home? I'm not saying change the formation. You can play a 3-4-3 and actually be a bit more expansive going forwards and not have 11 men behind the ball in the defensive transition. You can have maybe 8 of the player and keep players up there for a counter-attack. But we don't have that right now. And again, questions need to be asked. I'm not going to hold back today, man. I'm not going to say Arteta is the be-all and end-all. And I'm not going to say, yeah, man, listen, trust the process and so on. Because ultimately, he's failed us so far this season. I'm not going to be deluded and, not criticize him when he doesn't need to criticize. I'm not going to say just sack him like that. No. But there needs to be questions asked. We should get Aouar and Szoboszlai and then Partey at CDM. I wouldn't mind that. But again, it's a lot of transfers to happen then, man. Emi Buendia and Szoboszlai plus Hudson Edouard would be perfect. Again, transfers, everyone's saying transfers, man. But look, listen, we made some signings in the summer that are very dodgy in terms of Willian and other people giving contracts like Mari and Cedric. So Listen, I would love Soboslai, I would love Aouar, but the system right now is all over the place. I don't think it would just be addressing the players. Yes, we would improve because we'd have players that are actually competent at getting the ball forwards, and the fluidity would be better as well. But again, I just think there's a lot of other things that need to be addressed as the manager, and you have to ask him questions. What do I do with Saliba? What do you with Saliba? What do you mean, what would I do with Saliba? I don't know, man. I think he's going to go back on loan in January. I think, again, William Saliba, right, and this is, again, another criticism for Mikel Arteta. His man management of a 19-year-old coming into the Premier League, I think signed for £30 million, it's a disgrace. It honestly is. He's coming to Arsenal, right? And I'm not going to say he's a saviour for Arsenal. But I look at Leicester City, a team that is actually fighting for European football. I know they lost yesterday, but they are fighting for European football. Europa League or Premier League, or Champions League, sorry. Wesley Fofana is the same age, I think even younger than William Saliba. He's coming to the Premier League and he's starting week in, week out. Saliba was meant to be the better player. He was the more complete centre-back and has more experience than Fofana, because Fofana only came in last season. Saliba had 2 seasons. Yet this guy's playing for the Arsenal reserves, and actually Fofana start for Leicester. Poor man management again from Mikel Arteta. It's true, man. But let's not hide the facts anymore. Let's not make excuses that, hey, he's young, he's this, he's that. If you've got players that are the same age, from the same team, from the same league, starting for teams that are just as good as Arsenal right now, because Leicester are just as good as Arsenal, then why is he not starting? Or not just starting, but why is he not involved? Whose idea and decision was it to leave him out of the Europa League squad and have 4 goalkeepers? 4 goalkeepers? Saliba, Ozil, not in the squad. Whose decisions are these? Arteta, the board, whoever, come out. Let's talk, my guy. We need to have a talk. We need to have a word with you right now. Ollie the GOAT, Arteta. Listen, man, I don't want to hear that right now. Wish we had a board like Chelsea that we literally rain money on the manager, but we don't. So let's wake up to that. We won't get players until we get the players out. So ask yourself, who wants Deadwood? No one wanted them in the summer on their wages, so why would that change? Ultimately, though, I agree with that. But if you look into the summer, right, what you have to say is that we're going to have a lot of players running out of contract. We're talking about Socrates, Mustafi, Ozil, and a lot of wages get opened up there and there. And then if you also sell a few players as well, then why can't you then get rid of the Deadwood? This is over to the board again, man. It's over to the people that are in charge of the club. Run the club like you're meant to run a club. We're Arsenal Football Club. Treat us like that, man. I swear to God. Zidane in, Arteta out. Do you know what? Like, I know there's a few guys in the comments that want Mikel Arteta out, and I can see it. Go on, you guys give me some suggestions. Who would you honestly replace Mikel Arteta with? Who do you think is the adequate replacement? Arteta does not have any confidence in the players. Well, he signed most of these players, man. With Granit Xhaka, he kept him. He chose to keep him. When he wanted to go in this January, what Arteta say? Hey, we're going to make you stay, and you're the guy for Arsenal. And look at him now. Can't pass the ball forwards. Ceballos was brought back by Arteta. A lot of these, decisions were made by Mikel Arteta. Let's not lie to ourselves now, because it doesn't suit us. Hey, Samuel, Chippy, what you saying? Do you think the fan base don't pick sides and maybe are too afraid of sacking managers? This has been a mindset at my club. Listen, we're not scared to say anything, man. Arsenal fans will say what they feel. And we've been here before with Emery, and it was identical with Emery. But yeah. Pochettino, Nagelsmann or Poch, Arteta out, says AB Saf. Sean Dyche, no. Poch all day long. Arteta out, Henry, and no. Henry cannot be the Arsenal manager. I'm sorry. I love TT, you're the GOAT in the Premier League. But I've seen him manage at Monaco, and I've seen him manage at other clubs. His man management is just as poor, even not worse than Arteta. So no. Maybe Vieira, he's a better shout, but not Thierry Henry in my opinion. Eddie Howe, really? I'm not saying he's a bad manager, but I don't know, man. He's not the best you want. Enrique isn't he managing Spain? So that's not gonna happen. Zidane's managing Real Madrid is not gonna happen either. So look, there's no real realistic options I'm getting here right now, except for Max Allegri. And again, I don't know, man. The Leipzig coach. Again, people keep saying Nagelsmann. They keep saying I haven't heard so far Erik ten Hag of Ajax, who plays very good football, by the way. Is what do you guys want next? What do you want from the Arsenal manager? Do you want a winner like Allegri? Because Allegri will win you trophies and probably get you into the top 4 again because he's an elite manager like that. Or do you want to see good football and a style of play and a philosophy in terms of Nagelsmann, in terms of Eric Ten Hag or Pochettino? What do you guys want to see? Because we've had Emery, we've had Wenger, we've had Arteta, we've had a mix. We need to. It's not gonna happen. Nuno Espirito. No. Again, why would he leave? In terms of Wolverhampton Wanderers, someone just said a Unai Emery remontada. No, we are good. We are good. Ten Hag again. As I said, Ten Hag. What he says that. Not Happy Man says Ten Hag will not leave Ajax. He won't. Shukdar says Babs bro. Oba scored goals when he was with Wenger and Unai, but Arteta. That sums up for me, and I agree with that, man. Allegri, Graham Potter, good shout. Again, very unlikely. I mean, I say that, but listen, with all due respect to Brighton, Hove Albion, it's Arsenal. If he wants a manager, we could probably get him from them. But again, would he leave Matisse? I don't think so. So these are all names that I'm getting that will most likely only really join Arsenal come the end of the season. So again, not really happening there. Lads, we're on 64 likes. Let's get up to 100 ASAP. There you go. Phoenix has got it there. Allegri wants the money to spend. We need Joseph Guardiola. No. Bielsa. I would take Bielsa in a heartbeat, but not going to happen. Brendan Rodgers is a good shout as well. I've heard some Leicester fans that are saying that they don't like him. I don't know why, but they're saying that they're not a fan of him. And they're saying that maybe it's time to go for Brendan Rodgers. So I would take him in a heartbeat. Gary Sauce is bad. Remember from high school. I don't know who you are, Gary. I'm sorry. Maybe I do, but your name's very different here. Arteta in. Trust the process. It will click. Do you know what? I can see a lot of fans that are Arteta up, but how many of you guys are actually Arteta in? Yeah, give me, if you man are here in the comments, come and rise. I want to see you. The Southampton manager, I would take Hasenhuttl. Marco Rose of Borussia Mönchengladbach, again, is a very good shout. But he won't leave mid-season. He won't. We have to look at available managers. When Tottenham hired Jose Mourinho, he was available. You know, when Liverpool hired Jurgen Klopp, he was available. Same with a lot of managers right now. Pep was available when they got it from City. You know, who's actually available right now? That's what I have to say. David Moyes, no. Max Oxman, don't know who he is. Arteta in, Wenger in. Imagine Arsene Wenger remontada. Babs, what about Rafa Benitez? Again, no, I don't know. Someone just said Arteta out, Lee Gunner in. Oh, you man are funny. Atlanta's coach, I forgot his name, but he's got a good style of play, to be honest. I've seen a few games for Atlanta in the Champions League. I want to win, but I don't care about the philosophy style. So if that's the case, I don't know, man. I don't know. Arteta just needs time, says Harry Laji. Arteta needs... Do you know what, right? How much time does Arteta need, in your opinion? How long do you think Arteta can take off to get to his style of football? Would you give him to the end of the season, end of January, end of February, end of this month, you know? Because a lot of fans I know that I was speaking to Curtis yesterday, and he was saying, get rid of him now. Off you go. In a bit. See you later. So, and he's not a guy that does... that really thinks it. Arteta in. Do you know what I'm scared of? There's a lot of the fans that are saying Arteta in aren't Arsenal fans. They're actually like other fans from other clubs trying to say it. Like we did for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Arteta in, but we need attack-minded coach from Ajax. So what do you mean? Do you know what would be funny, right? If we keep Arteta as the assistant coach and actually get an actual manager in. That would actually be pretty funny. Because he obviously was assistant at Man City, so why can't he be that again? Rudy Garcia, Lyon's coach. End of the season. 3 seasons, says Genie, so that's a shout. I'm not sure a lot of fans will be saying that. You'll be in a championship. Wouldn't be surprised at our current state of football. Mauricio Sarri is available, to be fair. I don't know, man. I don't think the Arsenal fans would want him like we saw Chelsea, and Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans are pretty similar sometimes in how quick they change their minds. Another transfer window, says Joko, and that's for me the same. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wouldn't sack Arteta right now. He's getting close to it. If he loses to Tottenham and Burnley, he will probably get that. But I would honestly give him to the end of the January window. And if we get the players in January, not talking Messi right now, I'm talking Szoboszlai and someone else, in my opinion. Then I think, no, you've got the tools there, or the basic tools there, to get something going there. And you have no excuses anymore. So I will give Arteta to the end of January to see what he does. And if worse comes to worse, then it might just be time to go. I'm not going to hide the fact. I'm not going to say, hey, man, him in and him and only, and I'm not going to believe in him blindly. I'm not going to trust the process blindly either. Sometimes you've got to be real with it. He needs at least 2 seasons and get rid of the trash players. And I agree with that. But he's not going to get that time at Arsenal. I mean, if you were at Southampton or, with all due respect, a smaller club than Arsenal that doesn't have the same lofty expectations, then you can give Arteta that time. But not at Arsenal, man. I mean, that's why I kind of feel like Arteta is lacking just first-team managing experience. He's been thrown at Arsenal. You know, a team that is already declining with a lot of deadwood players, the wrong fundamentals, the wrong balance of squad, and not the best of boards either. And probably would have been best for him is going in a season in the Championship or a different league. Like you look at Lampard at Chelsea, for example. He had a season with Derby County, so he got that experience of having to deal with decisions like as a first-team manager, making the final calls on players, on the starting lineups, and he got them for a promotion push. So maybe Arteta has missed that out, man, and maybe he is a rookie in the job ultimately. Have you realised ever since Ljungberg left? Yeah, I have. I was gonna save that. Freddie Ljungberg left, I think it was in August, and our football has gone kind of like that since then. I think he was still part of the Arsenal coaching staff come the Liverpool game where we beat them in the Community Shield. But since then, it's gone. Maybe Ljungberg had an effect. Maybe he did, man. I'm not sure. Do you want Harry Maguire? No, we are good. Arteta needs a couple of transfers. Okay. If we lose to Burnley, our next home match, Mikel has done. And I agree with that. If we can't beat Burnley, then listen, it actually is time to go. I'm sorry. Listen, that would have been 4 home games in a row against teams that you should have probably won all 4 games in general. Leicester, Villa, with all due respect, Wolves and Burnley. If you don't beat Burnley, then listen, Mikel, there will be questions. Emery had 78 games, Arteta had 45. FA Cup, Gabriel plus Partey and a better team, better against top 6 sides. Give him the right time to longer than Emery at least. Oh, okay, cool, I hear that, man. But Emery, to be fair, in his first year, had his 5th, very close to the Champions League and got to Europa League final. So there's quite a bit of expectations then. Do you know what? Look, I'm not saying the season's over yet. I'm not, obviously, in terms of top 4, it's looking unlikely, but we're still in the Europa League. And we have looked good in the cup games against, obviously that one game against Olympiacos. But apart from that, in the FA Cup against City, against Chelsea as well, we've looked good in the cup games. We look like a side that might just be a cup side this season again. So if we can win the Europa League, which is obviously a massive, massive thing to do, that probably redeem himself in Arteta. But the first thing first comes this weekend, Tottenham Hotspur, Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a big gargantuan game. Arteta needs a loan move to get experience. And I don't like, you're not lying there. Arteta doesn't need experience as a manager. Send a coach on loan. Imagine that. Steven Gerrard after he leaves Rangers. That is the weirdest shot I've had all day. But yeah, Arsenal need to realise we're not a big club anymore. We're a big club. We're just not a good club anymore. We're still a massive club. Big club for me is the size of the fan base in terms of across the world. You're a massive gargantuan club. We're all over the world. I mean, I know you guys across the world are watching from Africa, Asia, America, across the world, and even Australia. So, listen, man, the Lille manager, don't know too much about him. We need to blood the youth. They seem the only players with fights, so I agree with that as well. But yeah, guys, get your comments in, get in your questions. I'm live. I'm gonna probably be live for up until 4 o'clock. So you've got around 23 minutes of me left to talk about any questions you have about Arteta or any questions you have. I'll answer them, man. And you know what? Make it anything. Answer me anything in terms of if you want to ask me any personal questions as well. I will answer them as well because I'm going to be live. As I said, there'll be an upload today later on as well. And I'll be talking about a couple of transfers, a couple of news related things, and a couple of good reports from Fabrizio Romano and co. So stay tuned for that. Today, I would say 10 p.m, 9:45 upload. Stay tuned for that as well. Bro, trust me, Conte will be perfect for us, but I don't trust the board. Conte is a manager for Inter Milan. He's not going to leave them. Question is, what happened to the tactic where our club right back would switch the play to Oba left edge like the Fulham and Liverpool Community Shield goals? Well, that's not a tactic. That's a goal. It worked for us. You can never structure a goal. Goals come as they come. Sometimes players do have an individual bit of magic, and sometimes they can have a shot goes in, deflection, whatever. You can't really structure goals. But I hear what you're saying there. I think it's gone because that requires a lot of confidence. You get the ball, you have to beat your man. You have to kind of play out of the space. And that's what I was seeing beforehand from Arsenal in the game against Liverpool in the Community Shield, and the game against Fulham as well. But that's Fulham ultimately. But you're playing for the spaces. You're passing into the final third and switching it, man. There was a plan going forwards. And yeah, Aubameyang was banging goals in. I mean, Aubameyang wouldn't even shoot from there now. If we got into that same position right now, if we got the ball forwards like that, Aubameyang would probably turn back or pass because he doesn't have that confidence in his game right now. Common Ugandans get spammed. What players should be sold in January or summer? In terms of January, I could sell Lacazette, probably for the summer actually. But if I could get a write-off from Lacazette, I'd probably say bye to him as well. Mesut Ozil thing, I just listen, he's either going to come back in the squad or just sell him. Don't have him in the Arsenal environment, right, where fans can always say, hey, Mesut Ozil's not on the squad today. Either have him involved in the Premier League squad or just completely bin off his contract and say bye-bye. but then fans can't say anything about, hey, Mesut Ozil was just sitting at home playing Fortnite. Just that's what I want to see. Another thing I want to see. Give Arteta to the end of the season, says MG. Some will agree, some will not. We need Saliba to play, knowing Arteta with the dead emojis. Bin Laden was an Arsenal fan. He should be brought back to the club. My brother, relax with that comments. Hashtag Arteta in, says Carefree Lewis G. What a manager. Brother, listen, I remember speaking to you, right? And there's a video on my channel right now when I did a debate of Arteta versus Lampard prior to the FA Cup final. And you were saying, hey, Mikel's a good manager. I actually kind of rate him in here and there. So you, man, change your opinions. But you're a Chelsea fan, so I don't expect anything else from you. The real saucy managers. There's a lot of managers being thrown about. Like, a lot of you, man, know about a lot more managers than I do. So, hey, you're the experts and I'm not. By yourself, what are the best Arsenal YouTube channels? That's a very good question, you, from Genie. Curtis Shaw TV, very good Arsenal channel. If you guys watch him, subscribe to his channel. He's got very good content. He speaks well about Arsenal. Very wise. He was ex-professional footballer as well. Turkish is also on point in terms of what he says as well, in terms of directing the energy in the right way. I would also say AFTV obviously are like the Arsenal goats in terms of they've been the OGs. DT makes good content here and there as well, but it needs to do a bit more. I'd say Troops' podcast is good. I like that podcast. It's a good little podcast. The Laguna, again, another very insightful. Hugh Wizzy. Let's not forget Hugh Wizzy again. Very good in terms of opinions. There's a lot of Arsenal channels, man. So you would know by now. You, man, can give me your comments and let me know who you think is the best YouTube channels. But yeah, how do I rank up with the best? Do I even rank up there? The thing is, we can't change managers every 5 minutes. If it will be just an ongoing, it will just be an ongoing cycle. If anyone wants to criticize Arteta, it should be to the end, at the end of the season. And I think he will get to the end of the season, in my opinion. Unless something drastic happens, man. Like, we lose bare games. I was playing the long game, my bro. Says, with laughing emoji, says Carefree Lewis G. Listen, man. Say no more, bro. Say no more, bro. I'll look at Lampard. I'm looking at you closely, Frankie Lampard. You right now, I don't trust you either, man. You're performing well, but come on, man. Looking back at, was sacking Wenger the right decision? I mean, that's a good question. We always said, right, when we sacked Arsene Wenger, was we'd either see whether it was Wenger's fault or whether it was the board's fault. I think with hindsight, we can realise it was less Wenger's fault and more of the board's fault because we still had just the same failings, right? One thing I will say, though, is Arsene Wenger's final year, we got to Europa League semi-final, we got to the Carabao Cup final and finished 6th. And that was really, really bad at the time. Right now, we're 14th. Last year, we finished 9th or 8th or something like that. I don't know, man. Wenger was a guy who obviously, okay, it was time to go in regardless, right? We knew it was kind of over for him. But I don't know, man. It's very difficult, man. I love Arsene Wenger. I have so much respect for him, man. But yeah, Arsene Wenger didn't deserve the hate we gave him. He didn't. And there's a lot of things that I regret, and that was one of the things. Wenger finished outside the top 4 twice in a row. He did. But how many times have we finished in the top 4 since he left either? So we kind of have to look at that as well. Splashing out money when we have an inexperienced manager won't solve our problems, says Terry Chopper. You're right there, man. In some aspects you are right, because with inexperience comes a manager that doesn't know what he's doing sometimes. Like, we've signed Willian to be a number 10. I mean, I think if Lewis, you're still in the chat, I know you're laughing right now. But we signed Willian in terms of, and he was meant to be a number 10, a creative output, getting the 2 key passes per game. And it baffles me, because at Chelsea, as much as Chelsea fans will have you say he was awful and he was this and he was that, having looked at his stats, and stats can be a false image sometimes, right? One thing I will say is he consistently got a certain amount of key passes per 90. But since signing for Arsenal, I mean, he had some very good form towards the end of last season, right? And I think this is actually a better website to go on who scored, right? But since coming for Arsenal, I think he's just been suffocated. William Jose, no, William. It's William. Let's have a look at his history. This is a very good website, by the way, whoscored.com, in terms of stats. Offensive history, last season for Chelsea, right, averaging 2 key passes per 90. 2 key passes, 2.1 key passes per 90, 1.8 dribbles per 90, 1.3 fouls, etc., etc. For Arsenal, it's 1 key pass per 90, 0.6 dribbles per 90. It's half of that again, less than half of that. And yeah, it's just gotten worse. So is it Arsenal, or is it Willian? I'm not saying he's the best player, but again, it just goes to he's declining. And I don't even look at Aubameyang stats. Let's have a look at how far Aubameyang has fallen, right? Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Because he has fallen drastically. His stats will show it as well. Go on his history. go on his offensive numbers. You know, you look at his shots per 90. Look at the shots per 90, by the way. It's gone from, what was it, 2.6 last season. Consistently 2.6. I mean, in his days at Arsenal, his first year, was Europa League, by the way, 4 shots per 90. But Dortmund, look at the shots he used to get Dortmund. 3.6 per 90, per game, sorry. 3.8, like, around the 4 game. Very fluid. Even Arsenal last year, he was getting 2.6. It's dropped to 1.8 this year. It's not as good anymore. His dribbles are obviously just as normal. But again, the stats have fallen off, man. But it goes back to it. 2 goals, 1 assist in the Premier League. He's got 3 on competitions, or 4, I think it is, if you count the Community Shield. And Ozil's really good on the Emery. Nah, I don't know, man. Willian is a false image, bro. He wanted to sign a contract and he played like Ronaldinho for it, says Carefree Lewis G. Well, he might just be, man. You know a lot more than we do, obviously, and we didn't listen to you in the first place. Isco. I want to discuss Isco. Because this guy has been linked with a transfer to the Arsenal. Now, he turns 29 in April. And a lot of fans will say, but he's world class, you know, and he's so good. And listen, there's videos on this channel, mark my words, that I posted in 2018, 2017, saying, sign Isco. So I'm not going to say I don't want Isco at Arsenal. I love Isco as a player. And he just reminds me of Santi Cazorla. But we're not going to, I mean, he's going to leave, right? I think his agent said he's going to leave in January, or look to leave at least. He's going to look for resolution. I wouldn't bat my eye to him, man. Even Eriksen. People saying Eriksen this, Eriksen that. I would take him as long as we get my man here, Dominic Szoboszlai. Eriksen's another guy where I look at his key passes per 90 in the Premier League and experience in the Premier League. I know he's 28, but we'll take anyone right now. As long as you play better football, and fans can then kind of get off Arteta's back a little bit. Sup, Babs, revising while listening. Big up, man, like AK Herms. Big up with good luck with your exams or whatever you're revising for. Is it bad that every time I watch RB Salzburg, it's actually 20 times better than Arsenal? No, it isn't, because Salzburg are a better side. They have a manager with a system in place there that things work. It's fluid. They have a philosophy of playing football. Arteta keeps on saying in his tweets and his comments, right? Keeps talking about talking. Here it is, right? This quote from him in the interview. He says, "I think that we will miss." What we miss is the opponent's area and the last part of the pitch. No shit, Sherlock. We have to find the key in attack. The last decision, the last pass, the last cross to create a goal situation, a goal, a shot, a corner, etc. We're not doing that right now, Mikel. You're saying the right things. You're saying a lot of the right things, like you have a lot of your time at Arsenal. But are you doing the right things? Because right now we're playing football in reverse. When I see Granit Xhaka, I think I like the tweet. Right, when I see Granit Xhaka, if I can find it. By the way, get all soon to Raul Jimenez. You know, very, very sad that he obviously had that. I think he's a fracture. We have an update, by the way, from AFC Bell. Let's not forget this. This is the only positive vibes coming out of Arsenal right now. Thomas Partey is an important investment that Arsenal have made during the epidemic that devastated the financial situation of many clubs. It is natural that we see Arsenal keen to preserve the safety of the player and not throw him without 100% reassurance that there will be no complications if he returns to participate with the team again. Good things come to those who are patient, God willing. We've been patient for a long while, AFC Bell. Hopefully, good things come. I'm going to keep the transfer Slayer anyways, because there are a few things that are going to happen. Kroenke is a Scrouge, okay. I think Xhaka has to go, blood. Listen, Granit Xhaka, man. You are taking the mick. Don't worry, bro. Spurs is next for Willian, hat-trick guaranteed. I hope he does, man. I hope that's the one game, bro. Isco will go to Everton. You know what Isco reminds me of, right? You see with James Rodriguez right now, and how good he's been for Everton. That's a quality player. We know what he was, but a lot of Arsenal fans would have said, hey, James is getting older and whatever. Isco's in the same category. A world-class player on his day, has world-class caliber, with a world-class background. We'll take him in a heartbeat, in my opinion, if we can get him for the right price. If it's too expensive, then no. But yeah, we've scapegoated Ozil for the past 3 seasons, and now he's our messiah. Shake my head. Our fans are true flip-flops and deserve all the banter, says Lionel Messi. Why don't you come to my club, Lionel? Tapas Pulis, bro. This is what I'm saying, man. You man and your nicknames, bro. Tapas Pulis. That's my manager, you know. But we really are a banter club. The board should hit the refresh button and make a total squad overall. Sell all the declining players, bar 2 or 3. The experience and flood the squad with young, fresh players. I've heard it so many times, though. I've said it myself so many times. Refresh the team, get him out, sell everyone. It's not gonna happen over window, man. But it's just so boring, man. Babs, have you seen the ZAFC's tweet about Buendia? I will talk about it later, man. I will talk about it later in my later on video. As I said, stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel, lads. I want to see you, man, smash the subscribe button. You know what, yeah? You, man, that have not subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe to the channel because there will be a graphic that comes up on the screen. I want to see that glow. Yeah, so smash the subscribe button. And let's get to 30k, man. And how many likes are we on right now? We are on 88 likes with 300 viewers. So you, man, them that are watching the stream live, yeah, there's more than enough of you to hit the 150 likes. But let's get to 100 at least, man. Do your boy a favor, man. I'm giving you content. Bring back Sven Mislintats. Nope, not happening. How do I play for the manager's post? Listen, my guy, just spam Arsenal's DMs on Twitter. Or not DMs, but messages on the replies. Give us 5 signings you want to see Arsenal done under 100 million pounds, says Ballistic Banana. 5 signings under 100 million pounds. I mean, it's quite a low budget for 5 players. Szoboszlai, 100%. I'm telling you. Dominic Szoboszlai. Yeah, I'm gonna show you guys, right? We're gonna go on YouTube, right? We're gonna search up Dominic Szoboszlai. Look, I'm live on my own thing, right? Let's watch a bit of highlights on this channel. Why not, bro? Don't know if I get copyrighted, but hey, here we are. We're taking a risk for the channel. You know, I'm doing this for you guys. Smash the like button. What's it say for his strengths? I mean, look at the clubs that are interested, by the way. Bayern, United. I mean, I don't think United are there. Real Madrid, Liverpool, Tottenham, Arsenal, Juve, Inter, Everton. Let's have a look. I mean, these are the goals he scores. Like, bang. Look at that. It's beautiful, man. Who can do that in the current Arsenal side? Who can do that? Just smashes it in, bro. Yeah, look at that, bro. That's what I want to see at Arsenal, man. Watch this. This is, bruv, this goal here, right? This is a goal to send your team to the Euros. My man does this. Drives with it, goes with it. Hey, 90th minute, bang. Who can do that on our current side? No one can. Brother's banging in goals left, right, and centre, man. He is a bit like Bruno Fernandes. He's a goal-scorer midfielder. He's a high-volume player. I would take him in a heartbeat, man. He's available for £21 million. Arsenal, what are you waiting for, my guys? £21 million. That can be paid in 3 installments. Don't waste the time, Arsenal. Don't waste the time, man. We've missed out on 2 new players before. I don't want to see another player on the list of ever-growing players that Arsenal could have signed. You know, this is again Champions League. Bang. Atletico Madrid. Composure. Arsenal have not scored a single goal from midfield this season. Xhaka, Ceballos, etc. Last year, we had in total 9 goals from midfield, I believe. This guy has 10 goals already or something like that. Goal scorer, man. Goal scorer. For those who don't know, you can watch So at 5:55. Yeah, exactly, bro. That's a plug. Champions League tonight. Obviously, Arsenal not in there. But there will be Champions League tonight. So watch Szoboszlai, man. I'm going to be doing Szoboszlai watch again today. I might do a video on him later, man. So Swaroop says, love from India, bro. I think we need at least 4 players to compete with the top 4. Good defender, 2 midfielders, 1 creative one, and a winger. I agree. Loan Eriksson and Szoboszlai, get our in the summer and make the loan permanent in the summer too. Sounds all good to me, man. Arsenal, listen to this guy, man. He knows what he's talking about. Lads, we're going to be live for the next 8 minutes or so. Get your comments in, smash the like button. I see 110 likes, you man are smashing the support. Let's get that to 200 now. We move. And yeah, guys. By the way, I want to ask you guys a question in terms of, this is over to you, right? One thing I will say is, do you guys want to see more streams from me? In terms of streams and uploads. I know a lot of you guys are fans of my uploads and not fans of my streams, but some people love my streams and not my uploads. Should I do a thing where daily I stream at a certain time and I upload at a certain time? If you want to do that, if you want to see that, say yes and I will make it happen. I am a man of the people. I am saying get rid of Laka and Xhaka and sign a creative midfielder and a solid centre back next to Gabriel. Again, I agree with everything you're saying there, man. I think Lacazette, for me, it is time to go, man. I look at his contract, I look at his stats, I look at his age, I look at what he's offering Arsenal right now. There's not a lot. Let's go on his transfer market. Right, his contract runs out. Alexandre Lacazette contract runs out 2022 June. So he's got 2 years left, and even less than that. Yes, I enjoy the streams. I love the streams so much more for some reason. Okay, no worries. I love the streams. That's good to hear, man. You, man. You know. No, you always stream while get your class to study while I'm at. Okay. No worries, man. As I said, there'll be 2 videos a day, uploading and streaming. The best of both worlds, bro. Yeah, man's offering you that. Arteta has no clue. Arteta out. says Ali I. Oof. Brother, you man are really on his arse right now, aren't you? Get him out, get him out. By the way, look at this decline. Lacazette's market value. £37 million is his current market value. Look at your rise. This is under Wenger and Emery. It just rolls like that and then woof, drop. It was at £1.63 million. £63 million. Streams are good. Would be good to get Curtis or Deluded. I had Curtis on the channel before. I may do that in the future. I like collabs, but I just never have time for it, man. Like, whenever Curtis is free, I'm not. Whenever I'm free, Curtis is not. So, I'll try to see that on, man. Give me some suggestions in the comments of people that you want to see on this channel. Next series is scouting. Bro, I can do scouting FC, bro. By the way, who here is excited for Transfers FC? Yeah, there's a countdown that is on. January is now a month away. We were in December, by the way. November is over, right? And I'll tell you what, I'm excited for Transfers FC, man. Szoboszlai, Aouar, Christian Eriksen. I have seen some reports that Eriksen's been linked with a move again today. As I said, we will discuss that in the latest video. But Alexandre Lacazette, keep or sell? Get in the comments. Give me a spam. Yes or no. And we'll wait and see what you guys are saying. There's 300 of you legends watching. Let me know where you're watching from, man. Because I know you, man, are international, man. And you're watching over. We need fans back, I guess, then. Yes, we do. Cecil and James, AFTV. I've seen them doing their things. Big up to them, man, there. I don't understand why we play negative football at home, to be honest. And again, I agree with you. Troops, Robbie or DT. I mean, I have the facilities for that. I do. But it is very difficult to get a hold of those guys, especially how busy they are sometimes. I can get Robbie on probably. DT as well. Troops is obviously in a different time zone now, so it's a bit difficult. Sell. How much is Bellerin? I'd say 15 million. We could have sold him for £30 million in the summer. We chose not to sell him. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, you, man, are not keeping him, are you? Everyone's saying sell. Bro. I think the FA Cup triumph painted a false picture for Mikel Arteta. Is Arteta a false image? Watching from Jordan. Pavs is the best collab, yo. Brother, it's not Pavs, you know that. It's Pav. It's PAV. But I love the support, man. Yeah, you man are going ham on Lacazette. Sell Lacazette, bro. I don't disagree with that, man. I would sell him again. He doesn't offer Arsenal anything more, man. I just don't see what he gives us going forwards. No threat, no goals. He actually, to be fair, I say that he's actually got the most goals for Arsenal in the Premier League this season. So it's mad. He is picking the players that are not good enough for Tottenham. Okay. Uganda. Yeah, bro. The African man are here. Big up to you guys, man. You guys are legends. All across, wherever you're watching from, man. Xhaka is only here because he's left-footed. Feels like Arteta is killing our creativity, but we don't really have any creativity in the first place in terms of the players, the personnel, etc. And again, he just shot himself in the foot with the Mesut Ozil thing. He didn't need to do that, Arteta. You know, he could have just kind of added to the squad. But yo, is this the official AFC? Yeah, it is. Right, AFC's Bell Desk has tweeted. And he has tweeted something. He says, good things come to those who believe. Better thing comes to those who are patient. Does he know something that we don't? Is something going to happen in January? Now, saying that, there was a report yesterday from Fabrizio Romano that we will discuss later about how Arsenal could have a special January window. Again, is it just false hope though, man? A lot of men say this all the time. Hey, be excited, this and that. Terminate the contracts. Oh, big fan, Bellerin. I think he's our best leader. I'm not sure. He did only good for the first season. I agree. Transfer daily will grow you a lot. I stopped during that as well as my friends. No worries, man. No worries. That's good. We'll have that back soon, man. I try my best to get the best content for you guys and enjoy it as well myself. A player like Aouar is clearly needed. He is. Usama, welcome to Arsenal. He is enjoying an Arsenal. Aouar. I think he said something today in L'Equipe or something. Hussein Mawar. Well, he is enjoying an Arsenal for now, at least. But here's a stat, by the way. It's about in terms of yeah. Let's have a. Here it is. Matt Cipro tweeted it out. I think he's very reliable. He's from RM. He's an interview from Aouar. He says, I'll be at Lyon until next summer at least. So he means he'll leave in the summer most likely. He tells RMC after downplaying his inclusion from the squad at the weekend. Hussein Mawar at the moment has been left out of the Lyon squad because he's been having some sort of personal issues with them, man. You know, there's a little fight going on, a little beef them, man, there. So, yeah. Look at that, Jut. I'm alright. Is it possible for Kroenke? I think Kroenke is back in Arteta. Well, according to David Ornstein in his podcast today, if you watched it, Kroenke is back in Arteta. I say with that, back in Arteta. I'm not sure. But it's Fabrizio Romano saying that not any other journalist. Yeah, man. But it's very soon about transfers. Anyways, guys, we are 1 minute off the 4 o'clock. We've been live for an hour. Big up to any of you guys that have tuned in across the world, as I know you guys do. As always, I appreciate the support, the love that I get from you, man. Legends that you are. And yeah, I will be streaming a lot more, mixing up with uploads, a stream and upload day if you guys like that. But yeah, guys, smash the like button if you haven't already. I'm going to switch the screen over. But this has been my honest thoughts on Mikel Arteta. Is it time to go? Tottenham is coming. That will be the game. And then you've got Burnley. And if you don't get the results, Mikel Arteta, as a wise man once said, it's time to go. Hands up, I said it. Anyways, guys, smash the like, subscribe, stay tuned, turn on the post notifications so you are aware. When we upload again today, I want to see you guys there in the comments. And comment below for like the live stream sent you. And I'll give you some likes and, you know, shout outs in the videos. But yeah, guys, I will see you guys next time very, very soon with some more content in a bit.